When a physical therapist colleague of mine reviewed my peer programming course in my pursuit of getting it accredited, he said something like, "Wow, I really need to refine my process," after viewing the course content. That might be the #1 complaint on the program design side of strength coaching: how long it takes to program for one client. I'm Annie, Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist, and I give you the tools that you need to build a data-driven and sustainable online health and fitness business. People ask me how long it takes to program for a one-on-one client, and that's kind of a silly question because how long it takes me doesn't determine how long it will take you. However, I think anyone who can be more efficient and provide the same value in less time wants that outcome. Today, that is exactly what we're covering: tangible ways that you can speed up your program design process without sacrificing quality or value for your clients. Before we get into my suggestions for more efficient program design, I want to be clear about a few things. You do not need to be creating every client program from scratch. You are undoubtedly wasting time if that is your current reality, and using pieces of one client's program in another client's program is not a crime and does not mean you aren't providing them with individualized program design. Stop stressing. The way in which we increase efficiency, provide the same in less time, is through repeatable systems. So let's. #1 is to have your overall skeleton already built. This is your method, if you will. You likely have an order in which you program warm-up, pre-lift segments, the main lift, and supersets. Even if you program a more metabolic conditioning style, there is still an identifiable method to your madness. I encourage you to find it and write it down in one program that you can then copy and paste for each new client. If you have a warm-up that you have every client do, for instance, you'd plug that in so you never have to program that again. Throughout this entire process, I want you to think about things that you do with almost every client. If you do it every time, is there a way that we can do it once and be done? Sometimes there's not a way, but it's worth asking just in case there is. And if you're newer to this and you need a crash course in how to write a workout program to begin with, check out my video on how to write a workout program. This will give you a good base to start from in terms of a repeatable structure. #2 is to use a phase-by-phase programming. When I ended with my one-on-one clients in 2022, I had to transfer them to other coaches if those coaches also used TrueCoach, which is what I used at the time. One of those coaches, and a physical therapist, noted two things. He changes exercise selection way too often phase to phase, and he pointed out the phase-to-phase approach that I took versus programming on a continuous manner for his clients. A lot of coaches and practitioners either program continuously, week by week, or month by month. This is not your most efficient option. A phase is typically 4 to 6 week blocks. The programming can be the same week to week or include progressions. But when you use phases, you can label them and include notes to refer back to. That way, if another client has a similar need, these phases can become go-to bases for other programs. Of course, you wouldn't use the same exact prescription as we discussed earlier. But if the needs and prescription fit, don't remake the whole damn program. Even if you don't pull over the entire phase to tweak for another client, you can pick and pull pieces of a phase that are already created. That brings us to the next point, which is #3, to create base phases. These are X number of programs that are pre-made and fit most of your clients' needs. Yes, you can think of them as templated programs, but you're not just giving every client this phase or templated program, and you would obviously then need to progress them from the base phase that you've created. The point is, as I said earlier, you likely have clients with similar goals and needs. That allows you to create a few base initial phases, which you can then tweak and edit to match each client's needs and assessments. Remember, we're here to save time. You do not need to be programming each one-on-one client from scratch. Dear God, stop it. If you already have clients, then maybe you can think of 1 to 3 whose programs you could use as a way to start your base program. There is freedom here. I am talking about literally just having 3 phases that fit your most common needs when it comes to your clients. You'd copy and then edit these as the client's first phase, if that makes sense. Then copy their current phase and tweak it for their next phase. Are we tracking? Are we seeing how much more time you could be saving in your program design? Especially if you don't change a ton of things month to month, why make a whole new program from scratch? Copy, paste, edit, assign, moving on. I personally don't see a need to create more than 1 phase as a base, because the progressions from that first phase are going to be based on that individual client's progress. But as I said, this isn't black and white, so in theory, you could create 3-month programs and tweak them from there. Ultimately, that's up to you. Inside Paired Programming, you get access to my master template that breaks down macro, meso, and micro cycles, allowing you to have one system for long-term periodization. But for now, I do hope that this video gives you some ideas of how you can save time and increase efficiency without sacrificing your style or value of program design for your clients. Let me know in the comments below what programming software you currently use. At the time of this video, all our programming is held in TrueCoach. I have seen a lot of platforms out there. TrueCoach is still my favorite, and there is a referral link below in the description for you to try if you're a coach looking for an online software to use. I hope you enjoy these educated gains, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.